Here on MBTV Sports, we're at Kevko Racing, Fairmont, Minnesota. I am Chad Meyer, and today, as we said, hanging out at Kevko, got Josh Ruby with us and Nathan Kilwine from Kevko. Gentlemen, one of my favorite stories in racing are those stories that are kind of really humble beginnings, trying to fill a need, that start small, and that's really the history of Kevko. The racing in 1985, 86 was really at a crossroads with late models kind of dying out in some spots, the advent of the modified, different engine packages. And Kevin Kolofsky, the late Kevin Kolofsky from here in Fairmont, Minnesota, started Kevko on the basis of we need cheap and affordable pans for claimer engines. And that's where this whole thing started in his garage. And it's a whole different story here today in a good way.
Absolutely, Chad. Great to have you here. And yeah, unfortunately, I never was able to know Kevin. Josh would have more information on that, but how that all started and the time frame of it and where it's grown to today is just incredibly an awesome story. You know.
What do you remember from the early days, Josh? We said it was a seminal moment, different kind of racing coming to cross really much of the Midwest.
Yeah, so Kevin was a great guy, and what he started was pretty awesome. So it's actually kind of funny. Kevin started this company in 1986. He built one oil pan. It was a claimer oil pan. And when he got the pan built, his dad told him that now that you're a businessman, you got to have a part number for that. So the only thing he came up with was a 1086 because he built that pan in October of 1986. And today we still sell 1086. Actually, we sell hundreds of them every year, maybe thousands of them. So it's still a popular pan. It's a claimer pan. It's just an affordable piece that we still make today, and it's what got this place started. So
as we sit in here, Nathan, you were giving me a tour earlier, and about every nook and cranny in space is either stocking something or is built so you could build something and serve a need for the racer in the motorsports industry. There's been a period of growth over the years that has continued and is going to continue in the future.
Yeah, it's an exciting time here. When myself and two partners purchased this 10 years ago, things looked way differently, and now we've pretty much using up every square inch of this place. So we're excited to announce that hopefully in the next year or so we're expanding to a 14,000 square foot building in the Blue Earth, Minnesota area. So that's a change to come. But yeah, like you said, outgrown this place, and it's a great thing to see as Kevko grows here.
Josh, you've been here a long time. From the days of the garage to soon to be a 14,000 square foot building, what has led to the success? And then there's also many more things than just the 1086 oil pan you're building today here at Kevko.
Yeah, so right now I would have to look at our line card for sure, but I think we're right around 1,800 to 2,000 part numbers that we stock now. So it's when I started here, I think we built maybe, there could have been more than 30 oil pans that we built. Now there's hundreds of them. So, the biggest thing that helps us succeed is customers call us and they have a need for something. And usually if one guy needs it, multiple other people do too, and we're willing to do that. So it doesn't matter if they send us some chicken scratches on a piece of paper or an actual CAD design, we can build a pan out of it. So, we're easy to work with. Our customer service, I think we do our best to answer anything we can, and we take pride in our customer service. So if you have a problem or need something, we're going to take care of you. We're not going to, give you the runaround. So
yeah, not to interrupt. The neat thing about many of our oil pan competitors actually send customers to us because we are one of the few, people, if not the only ones that can turn that chicken scratch drawing or your custom oil pan or these oddball projects where some of the other companies don't want to tackle that. We have the personnel here to do it and ability to do it, and quite frankly in a very manageable time frame most of the time also. So it's a nice thing that we can offer to our customers, and so it really helps grow the company that way.
Yeah, it started with oil pans. Obviously, you got into some of the engine cover accessories, and there's been other things that you built. One of the most exciting things that's happened in the last 12 months or so has been Kevko drive shafts. And again, talking to you before we went on air, it's just that need that keeps coming up, right? And you guys find ways to fill it. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I guess to start with, we do many other product lines now too, with valve covers, tanks, and so many different aspects to the racing industry, and now adding this drive shaft line is going to be huge and is already proven to be huge. The feedback we're getting and the calls and stuff has been great, so we really haven't even advertised too much yet, so I'm excited to get that rolling, and Josh probably has a little more information on that.
Yeah, no, just it's exciting. Obviously, some changes happened in the industry, and we thought there was a good need to jump on it. So, one thing that we really take a lot of pride in is our quality. So I know when we're putting out a drive shaft or an oil pan or anything, it's checked and double checked before it goes out of here. So, we're growing, but we're not letting our qualities slip aside while we grow. So. I think, with the drive shafts, we're doing aluminum, steel, carbon fiber, pretty much anything from circle track racing to drag racing, truck pulling. We've only been doing this for a few months now, and I think we've got a drive shaft in just about every form of motorsports there is, and doing well with it. People have been happy. We got good feedback, and our turnaround time is really quick on that too. So if you need a custom drive shaft built, you can call us up, and there's a good chance we can still ship it out this week. So it's just as we grow, hopefully we can maintain that, and I think we will. It's just putting out a good quality piece is kind of what's important to us about that. So.
Yeah, and Josh touched on quality of service and ability to produce these things in a timely manner. Now everybody wants it right now these days, so we've really prided ourselves, partially on why we're out of space here is stocking so many part numbers, and that's what we want to do with the drive shaft line, with the oil pans, with all of our products. People want to see it, they want to have it, and we need to be able to produce that and have the stuff available. So we're really ramping up to stock all that stuff, and the drive shaft stuff, it takes up a lot of space, so we're hence the expansion and growth. But that's one thing we really pride ourselves on. Not same day, but if not, in a very quick turnaround time for, anything we do. So if we don't stock it.
You guys are racers yourselves. You've built a lot of cars in your lifetime. You've put engines together. You've done a lot of stuff. How important is that when you relate to your customers and try and work through problems or things you're trying to solve? And then by extension, you've got some of that same experience in here that are welding these things up and building components too.
Yeah, very thankful for all of our employees. We've, Josh has been here 15 plus years.
Yeah, 18.
18 plus years. Travis, 25 years, and many of our people are involved in the motorsports industry or have that background, so it helps gel and everything goes well here. And myself, been around racing quite a while. It's nice to be able to see and have your hands on the product and get to the races and see how the racers are using it, and then come up with ideas of new products that way, because we are so involved and out in the field. So I do think that helps a lot.
Yeah, that's one thing about this job is it goes home with you, or goes to the racetrack with you every time too. Because if you did something wrong, somebody's right there to come over and yell at you, or tell you what you did wrong, or hopefully what you did right. But or just something to learn on. Somebody finds a problem, and a lot of times there's we got a solution for it. So, or we can figure something out, and that's how a lot of our new products come to be. So and then like I said, the employees we've got here, Travis DeBoer started here in 1999, I think, and he's been here ever since. He races it, he's been racing ever since. He actually started here in a high school work program, working part-time, and he's been here ever since. So employees like that are hard to find. Pretty rare that you can tell somebody something simple and they can go out and shop and build it. So but everybody we have here does a really good job. They all take pride in what they do, and I think it does show up in the work they do while they're here. So
When we've spoke before, one of your favorite times is being down at Boone Super Nationals for the week, even though it is a long week and hard, but it's getting out to a lot of these events and face-to-face with our customers and being able, to build that relationship with these individuals. It's a great time to see them and put your face in front of them, so that, really helps, build relationships. So when they call here and ask for Josh, they've met him at Boone or, wherever. And I think that helps set us apart too from other people, because you can build these relationships being face to face, seeing them at the racetrack, and that really helps, I've noticed over the years. So.
You mentioned being at the racetrack and building relationships and solving problems and getting feedback. One of the ways you've done that is the Midwest Motorsports Expo that has taken place the last several years, and is really a gathering here in this part of the Midwest of, I won't say all the industry-leading experts, but boy, there's a lot of them in one building, and it's the racers' chance to really have one-on-one conversations with Kevko, with Weir's Machine, and with many, many other leading companies.
Absolutely, yeah. It's Josh probably tells this story better, but you want to take it over? We kind of started this 7, 8 years ago now.
Yeah, it was probably longer. Yeah, about 7, 8 years ago. But we always attended the Heartland show in Des Moines, Iowa,
Yep.
And they decided they weren't going to have that anymore. So we joked and said we can put one together. And so at first it was supposed to be a swap meet, and then it was like, well, one thing about this industry too is we network with a lot of companies, so it doesn't take us very long to call a few guys and ask if they would want to come and join it. Well, next thing you know, we had a little mini trade show on our hand. So quickly we filled that location in Albert Lea, and then we decided to partner with Chad Meyer and the Weir's group over there, and that moved it to Rochester, called it the Midwest Motorsports Expo, and it's just grown every year since we've done that. Chad's a great guy. He's got a great company, and his advertising team is second to none too. So, we couldn't have picked a better group to partner with, and excited to be back. So we're going to be back this year. It'll be, I believe, March 13th and 14th at the Mayo Civic Center in Rochester. Be the same location as we were at last year, and excited to continue to grow that event.
Put it in the racer's perspective, or the engine builder, or whoever. Let me rephrase that. Put yourself in the racer's shoes from his perspective or her perspective. Why should they attend Midwest Motorsports Expo? Because I think the one thing we really need to get across is if you want to talk to somebody that's a chassis manufacturer, get right in and talk oil pans or suspension components or shocks, they're all there.
That's just it. With that, Rex Merritt's there with AFCO. You got Chad Weir's is there. He's, if you have a question for that, you can call him on the phone, sure. But we have Spike from Willwood is there. These guys, they live this stuff. They've done this their entire life. If you have a question, there's just no better way to ask around and meet these guys. And same deal as you can meet them there. And now when you do call them on the phone, at least you've met them and you've got a connection with them and understand who
Right.
these people are and what they know. So
Build that relationship like we talked, with these manufacturers. We worked really hard to bring a good core group of manufacturers to this show. I know that, with the social media and internet, it's easy to see these products and, think you're up to date on everything, but it's one thing to go put your hands on this stuff, and see the new product and see how it works and actually, touch it. You can't do that over the internet. So I really think there's a value to that, and obviously these manufacturers and distributors and stuff feel the same way because they come and support it and do that, and they want to interact with the end user and the customer and build that relationship like we talked. I think it's very important for people to come do that. We have some very exciting things we're going to do coming up for this show. Some giveaways, some prizes, some different things that we haven't done yet. So put it on your calendar. It's going to be you don't want to miss it. It's going to be cool. It's been wonderful. We've had a lot of people and a lot of great vendors do it, and excellent feedback from them. So
I think
we're excited.
Last year we had just over 60 vendors. The only way you're going to go see these 60 people is if you go to PRI or something. So this is probably the best chance you could ever ask for in our area. I mean, really within a 4-hour area. I would drive 4 hours to go to this event to meet these people, just to see it.
Yeah.
As it continues to grow, I think the vendors will come. I think the people will come. It's just it's a cool event, and it's something we enjoy doing. I mean, it's not a moneymaker. It's not something that anybody's getting rich on. It's just what we like to do it, and we feel there's a need for it, and it makes sense for all of us to put it together. So.
Yeah, we're excited to grow the show and continue to do it and bring something for the racers, and now we need the racers to support it, and I think it's slowly coming, so spread the word, and we're excited. You've been a part of it and for the last couple of years, and it's been fun to watch it grow. So,
how can people learn more about, obviously we're a little ways away from showtime, but how can people learn more about the show?
We're going to work hard at continuing to market that and get this information out there year round instead of just leading up to it. MidwestMotorsportsExpo.com is our website. There's information on there. You can reach out to Kevko or WERS. Obviously we're going to have the up-to-date information on that. Or if you want to be a vendor or you want to get involved with the show, reach out to either one of us. But you can see a lot of pictures and backstory and history of the Midwest Motorsports Expo right on our website. That's going to be the easiest.
When you think back on where Kevko has been and where it is today, what are you most proud of here so far?
I guess the best thing is just people we work with. We work with a lot of good guys here and gals. Everybody seems to enjoy to come to work every day. It's an easy place to work at, and everybody does just a really good job. They put out a quality product, which is something we're proud of all the time. That's probably the biggest thing, is that when we ship something out the door, we know it's going to bolt up and it's going to work like it's supposed to. And I guess that's bottom line. That's what we want is we want a happy customer. We want them to, be proud to run our product on their car, because that's important too. I mean, there's a lot of companies out there that do the same thing, and we want them to be happy to choose Kevko. So,
yeah, we're excited, about Kevko and the expansion that we've had and the growth, I guess, and that's what I'm excited about, and what's coming in the future, with the drive shaft stuff and expanding, to a bigger, larger building. I'm just excited to see where the company goes in the next 5 to 10 years. I think there's nothing but good to come, and you're going to see a lot of great things from Kevko.
Josh, Nathan, always enjoy my time interacting with you. I appreciate you having me up here and MBTV Sports up here to get an idea what's going on at Kevko. Obviously, a lot of exciting things to come. Thank you so much for having us today.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for being here, and just to wrap up, we're excited, where Kevko's going and to be involved with MBTV Sports. QualityFreightRate.com. They do a great job shipping all of our stuff. So if you know Matt Bowl, give him a call and he can get your stuff shipped. And we're just excited to be in this industry and working together as a group with everybody to make this happen. So it's exciting.
Appreciate everybody for tuning in here on MBTV Sports. As always, this racing industry is a lot of fun. Be sure to subscribe, like us, share us, and see all the great things happening at MBTV Sports.